Welcome back, folks. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're gonna be talking about the power of capitalism, because today, in a surprising announcement, we learned that Activision Blizzard is being acquired by Microsoft for $69 billion. Nice. Now, to be more specific, the actual transaction is going to be valued at 68.7 billion, but we can round that number up to 69 if we include all of the other taxes. But nevertheless, the actual acquisition is going to be happening over the course of 2 years, so don't expect them to merge very quickly, because these are two huge companies and there is a lot of paperwork involved. So the actual transition is going to be until, I believe, June 2023. So we still have a long time, but nevertheless it doesn't mean that Microsoft or Xbox cannot use all of their IPs in their favor. Basically means, releasing some of those games to Xbox Game Pass, both for console and PC, as well as basically releasing everything else that they have. And it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with those IPs, but nevertheless those IPs obviously include Overwatch, Diablo, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Candy Crush from King, and also StarCraft. Hopefully they make a new StarCraft game, but nevertheless these are crazy news, and I cannot possibly tell you how important this is for the actual gaming community, because this is going to create a huge ripple effect. This is Microsoft, so of course people are now saying, what about Sony, what about PlayStation? Well, before we go on to the actual transaction details and all of that, keep in mind that Bloomberg actually did learn that Microsoft is still, going to release some of their future games to PlayStation, but some they're gonna be keeping exclusively to the Xbox ecosystem. So that means obviously that the games in the future, which are made by these studios like Treyarch, Raven, High Moon, and everyone else who is under Activision Blizzard, is actually now releasing for Game Pass. And I do believe those games are going to be day one, because Microsoft did say that every single game which comes out under their studios is going to be day one, or at least when it comes to the some they get exclusivity for, which is, for example, Stalker 2, which is going to be a 3-month, I believe, exclusive for Xbox. Now keep in mind, all of the current games, like for example Warzone and everything else, that's going to stay on PlayStation as well, so that ecosystem is going to stay as is, because I doubt that Microsoft is going to pull those games from the store. It wouldn't be logical, and at the same time, those games sell a lot, believe it or not, in microtransactions. Yes, it's kind of sad to learn that, but at the same time people buy those skins, people buy those battle passes, and of course they make a lot of money. So why would you actually disable those sort of games on PlayStation? So it's kind of logical that maybe in the future some parts of Call of Duty are going to be available on PlayStation, but we shall see about that. Depends on Xbox. You don't just pay 69 billion to give everything else to your competitor. It doesn't make sense. But also you make a lot more money, because at the end of the day the IP is yours and you can do whatever you want with it. So basically this is what Microsoft said in their statement. With 3 billion people actively playing games today and fueled by a new generation steeped into the joys of interactive entertainment, gaming is now the largest and fastest growing form of entertainment. That's correct, yeah. Gaming is just going crazy. Today, Microsoft Corp Nasdaq MSFT announced plans to acquire Activision Blizzard, Nasdaq ATVE, a leader in game development and interactive entertainment content publisher. The acquisition will accelerate the growth in Microsoft's gaming businesses across mobile, PC, console, and cloud, and will provide building blocks for the metaverse. Yes, they are also going into the metaverse, believe it or not. Now also when it comes to basically these studios, if I already said 30 studios are now going under Microsoft. That's a lot of people. Now I'm sure that some of these studios might merge with other studios, or they might be dissolved and then those people moved to somewhere else. That's usually what happens with these transitions, and that's why they take such a long time. Now Microsoft will also basically acquire Activision Blizzard for $95 per share. Now keep in mind, this would cost a lot more money before, but with all of the scandals and everything which was happening in Activision Blizzard before, a lot of stuff was happening with them, obviously what that means is that now they can value this at $95 and they can buy it for generally cheaper. So I'm sure that Microsoft was just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. Now, it also says here that Bobby Kotick will serve as a CEO of Activision Blizzard, and he and his team will maintain their focus on driving efforts to further strengthen the company's culture and accelerate business growth. Once the deal closes, the Activision Blizzard business will report to Phil Spencer, CEO of Microsoft Gaming. Now, keep one thing in mind, of course, that now every single website out there is going to say that Bobby Kotick is going to stay CEO after the actual transition. No, it doesn't say that here. Basically, what it means is that Bobby Kotick will serve as a CEO until this transition has happened. As I said, this takes a lot of time. It's gonna take at least 2 years. So of course you need someone to still continue to run the company. So of course, now if in 2 years, or well, once this closes, they report to Phil Spencer and he realizes that the best opportunity would be to remove Bobby Kotick from Activision Blizzard, which I honestly hope is going to happen. This guy is just a plague into the industry, and if you actually want to maintain all of these games that you're actually buying, and if you actually want them to retain like the respect they had from before, then just get rid of the guy. So far it does seem that once the deal closes, there is a huge potential he will leave. Now keep in mind, this is also great for Microsoft because the Game Pass itself reached a new milestone with over 25 million subscribers. That's a lot of people. Now I know that of course like you don't really own those games that you have a sub for, but at the same time it's like watching movies on Netflix, to be honest. Like if you really like some game after you play it, and if it's available there and like you really like it, you're gonna be buying that like for a full digital release, or maybe physical if it's available. That's just how it goes. You're not gonna be buying every single game, and you're not gonna be playing every single game you buy. That's why Steam is now pretty much, you know, filled a lot of games you never played. Now also this means that they're gonna be getting 400 million monthly active players from Activision Blizzard. That's a lot. So of course, to all of these people now, they're gonna have a lot of opportunities that Microsoft can plug, like for example, again, Game Pass and all of that in the entire ecosystem. Now, how is this going to obviously like backfire to Sony? It's gonna be interesting to see. Honestly, Sony right now, they just need to basically like focus on their games, enable somehow backwards compatibility, get a Game Pass competitor, and that's it. Because honestly, like Microsoft is so big and they make so much money, they can just throw money around and they can buy everything else. And that's a problem with Sony, because Sony is big. Like Sony makes a lot of stuff, but Sony is not that big. When you compare the net worth of the companies, like two companies, it's an insane difference. But at the same time, Xbox and both Microsoft needs to now utilize this purchase to the best of their capabilities, because obviously if you want to make the money back, and if you actually want people to play your games and use your services, you have to fill them with good games. So, you know, Microsoft has money to make games release day one. Sony doesn't have that, sadly, because people don't understand that. People ask for Sony to release day one. I mean, that would be cool, that would be great. Also, like Sony branching out to PC, that's also amazing and great, and that's something that we have seen, that God of War, for example, is sold like crazy. Now, nevertheless, Xbox is in a lot better position because they have a bunch of studios now, and they can release a lot of games, a lot more than actual Sony, which cannot afford to release, as I said, games day one because they don't have the money. Releasing something day one means you lose out on potential profits, and if the game costs like 100, 200 million to make, and you cannot make that money with day one, you know, subscription service, then, you know, it's difficult. Microsoft, they can do it. They have a lot of money in the background. So again, my opinion is that this is generally good for Activision Blizzard, because they were kinda a ship without any destination whatsoever. That was basically what I think about their latest releases and all of the IPs they have so far. I mean, when it comes to Overwatch 2, that can be probably revived now if Microsoft is smart and they make a good game and they play into esports, which something Blizzard Activision failed completely. We'll see if that's gonna be happening, but yeah. They have a bunch of games, and I'm sure that they're gonna be doing something with World of Warcraft itself, because obviously it can either become a part of Xbox Game Pass for World of Warcraft, or you're gonna have a cheaper maybe World of Warcraft subscription if you have Game Pass or something. I don't know how this is gonna go, but it's definitely interesting. This is absolute insanity. I never thought that we're going to see an acquisition this big, honestly. Like, this is just insanity for Microsoft, Xbox, and Game Pass. I've been using Game Pass for a while now, and this is actually the first service I use from Xbox itself. So when, you know, when they actually target people from like countries where Xbox is not really that popular, that's good for the company ultimately, because you just have more people. And then when you see like all of these games, and because they're gonna be coming there for free, that's amazing, because Activision Blizzard was notorious for keeping the prices of the games for such a long time. You want to go buy like Modern Warfare 2 or 1, you're just gonna spend like 40-30 euros. That's a lot. So now, like, a lot of those games are gonna be probably coming to Game Pass. So it's like, it's a huge opportunity for people to replay or play those games. So when it comes to Activision Blizzard, I hope they're utilized right. I hope that it's not just a purchase, and I hope that Phil is gonna really think through when it comes to like strengths and weaknesses of this company, because Activision Blizzard has strengths. Obviously they make a lot of money, but at the same time, like, the weaknesses the company has and the respect which was lost for their games needs to be like returned right now. So again, we shall see how that's done. I will have more videos on this as more details come out, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to tell me down below, what do you think about all of this? Also, don't forget to subscribe and join our community on Twitter and Discord, and huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out. Stay classy everyone, and bye bye.